Hello there, and as usual, I'm Aaron from Last Stand Gamers, and welcome back to another exciting server tour. Now, this server tour is of our Stargate server that's in its final week right now. We're going to be touring around, finding out what the players have been building, even though this is a Stargate-inspired universe, complete with Stargate NPCs, trade centers, and, well, Indominus has really gone full out in this world. The players can still build exactly what they want, so let's find out what they've been working on. Now, the first base we're actually having a look at here is 404, and we've got a very similar looking ship. You can see it's definitely Stargate inspired here. Can anyone identify which particular ship this is? A lovely glowing engine bays to the rear. We've got little hangar cells that enter into this area right here. Very cool indeed. And we've got the outpost there with a drilling ship attached to it. We've got this small cone-like outpost there, and then we've got some solar cells on the bottom. So quite a cool, unique little ship here by Tim. Let's continue on though. Now, the next base we're heading over to is ASF, and they certainly have some beautiful ships in their fleet. Let's have a bit of a closer look. So they've gone with this sort of green. I could describe it as like a Nurgle green if you played 40k, and they've got all of the Stargate weaponry on the top, complete with their turrets. Oh, them weapons look fantastic, don't they? You can see how the armor's been curved and wrapped around the side with various different ridges. These ships really do feel like they belong in this universe. Underneath here, we have got docking bays for various different fighters, so it's some sort of carrier or hauler perhaps. Perhaps this could haul cargo containers, not just ships there as well. It'd be interesting to see how the players use this one. Now, coming over this side, we have another large battleship, but look at this one. All the cannons are mounted at the rear, and there's even missile hatches. They're cool, very cool little model there. Now, coming down the front of the deck, these are in fact hangar doors, and inside here we have a plethora of various different fighters. We've got both transports and ships used for battling. Over at the outpost, we have a selection of different fighters on the back, as well as a 3D printer and all their storage. Now, the next base we've arrived at is BBC. Now, there's a lot of interesting things going on here. It looks like they're trying to pull different segments out of a 3D printer. That looks like it's some sort of large 40k ship from these other segments that have already been pulled out here. So it looks like they're trying to pull them out and perhaps assemble them together over in this section. So yeah, it's definitely the front of some sort of 40k ship that's being assembled there. Over on this little base structure, there is a ship that's been captured from an event. Let me just try and rotate this around so you can see it. So it's been captured and modified into an actual outpost. They've got some of their little fighters that have been docked in that makeshift hangar on the side. And that's then been docked to the 3D printer right there. So that's really making use of an existing ship in the universe and converting it into a base. Quite a cool idea. It's going to be interesting to see if they can actually assemble all these segments. They don't look like they have too much thrust. Well, they don't really have any thrust on at all, these. But if this does get assembled, it's going to be a mighty big 40k ship in the Stargate universe. Talk about crossovers. Now, our next stop is BMC. And BMC have this small ship in digital camouflage with a blue streak going down the side. Still quite a cool ship. I love a ship with a big antenna. And this one's not just got one big antenna. This one has two. And if two wasn't enough, they've got an original vanilla antenna in that way. They've got one of the new antennas going back the other way. This thing is fully equipped when it comes to antennas. They've got some small fighters docked there on the top there with room for more. Some turrets coming towards the front. And down below they've got the drill and the main base platform. Very exciting indeed. Oh, even fighters tucked in this hangar. Let's have a quick look at these fighters. So they've got like a wing design. Let's turn our light on, have a little bit of a closer look. With that digital camouflage and that theme being consistent throughout. And this looks like a 3D printer. So a lot of circular 3D printers on the bases this season so far. Now our next stop is DBS. And DBS have built themselves this very functional reinforced armored structure in the middle, acting as their main base. You can see they've got some small Stargate fighters here on either side in that lovely sort of aqua grey blue. Some are a bit damaged, perhaps they've been involved in some sort of battle. 3D printer over in this section and another fighter of some kind that's been tucked in here. Is this some sort of transport? Let's have a little bit of a closer look. So this one's got like a rear seat. So this looks a little bit like the transports we've seen before, a bit of a different variation. This one's got a door on the side as well. Coming over on this way, they've got a docking sort of solution to a larger, or as I won't say it was a large ship, this is kind of like a frigate-sized ship, as well as a mining vessel there to the side, complete with solar panels on that side. It's a nice example of a small, compact base with everything that you need, plus one ship to take out and do some battling. Now, our next stop is just a quick one. This one actually looks like a hijacked ship of some kind, and this is IAC. IAC are building this sort of contraption. What is this? Is this something from an event that's been captured? I'm unsure. It looks like it's got some sort of docking terminal here. Is this some sort of jump gate, perhaps? The faction will have to let me know. You guys have a look at this closely and see if you can identify what this contraption is. Is it some sort of welding system? It doesn't look like some sort of welding system. It reminds me of something you've seen in Star Wars where they clip it onto a ship so they can extend the range or jump between sectors. What exactly is that? But there's still quite a nice little frigate that's been tucked in there. A little bit damaged from an event. So maybe that jump gate or whatever this is allows it to jump in and out or even rearm. This could be some sort of mobile base structure, or it could just be a cool way of docking the ship right there. Let's continue on. Now our next stop is the mop base, or the mop ship in this case. Now this is an interesting one. When you show up to a mop outpost, you never know what sort of phallic object you're going to get. And of course this looks like Mop have got a larger ship under construction here, with two hangar bays to either side, fitting in with that Stargate theme, unless they're just thruster bays. And under here they've got themselves a lovely pink purple shade drill ship and another utility sort of printing grid. And under here they've got various different utility grids, as well as one that looks like a piece of cheese. This piece of cheese though has a, oh, it's a combat piece of cheese. That one can actually transport people into battle by the look of it. I'm sure I'm insulting it enough there. But it's actually quite a cool little grid there. Let's head on over there. This is some kind of drop pod, perhaps? Some sort of missile? Oh, it's a ship of some kind. It's weird looking at things from different angles like this. What exactly is this? Some sort of cargo pod from an event, perhaps? What is going on? There is some very unique grids that are always at the mop base. And they are working on that large one there as well. There's also this over here. Halloween has now gone and passed, but this was a very current over the last few weeks when this season was being played. So a nice little addition. That's a lovely little bit of pixel art ghost there, complete with a cockpit on the back that's probably been used to get it into position. Now our next stop is ORD, and this is another really cool shipyard. Look at this first. It's all battered and rusty. For some reason, I don't know why, I really like a rusty sort of build. There's just something wrong with me. Maybe I need to tetanus shot or something, but you can see all the rust that's going on here, battle damage. This station looks like it's seen some action, doesn't it? They've got their logos up on the top there, various little ships and drones that are docked to it, as well as their utility grids. We've got drills and whatnot, and then we've got these larger ships connected to the side. Look at that. That's an interesting one, with fighters actually tucked within the middle. That is an interesting design. Them thick walls protecting the fighters that are docked there, and then you've got the firepower to the side. Something quite unique there. Coming over on this side, we've got a much larger ship, following that battered, rusty theme. I'm loving it when players are combining these different sorts of tones of blocks to kind of give a bit of weathering to the ships. It really makes a massive difference when you come to building this. So with that blue streak there, the thrusters are tucked into these housing. This one looks like it's complete with quite an interior. That's quite opposite to the outside. It looks quite flashy in here. There's a little bit of rust going on here and there, but it looks like it's got a full interior. We don't have enough time to completely explore it. From what I've seen there, though, it is very nice. There's various defensive... Oh, look at these corridors. They look great, these new blocks, don't they? Oh, and there's even fish in there. Look at that. Lovely. I love a good interior. I could explore an interior for hours. I said that I was just going to quickly look at it. Oh, it's come to like an industrial area here. Is this access way to some sort of lower deck or airlock using the new doors? Oh, it is as well. Oh, like a secret room down here. Interesting. That's cool, isn't it? Like a secret door off to the side. Very nice indeed. Let's continue on. Well, actually, before we continue on, let's have a quick look at this. This is just a 3D printer here in the center. Look at the size of that dockyard. Isn't that beautiful? Now our next stop is another really amazing space station, complete with ships. It's like a shipyard. Let's just call it a shipyard. So this is RAB, and RAB have one hell of a station. Look at this massive solar array on either side. On this side we've got a ship that's docked. Let's have a quick look at my lighting, make sure it's lighting up. You see that ship's in there, docked up nicely. Missile base to the side, weapons galore, lots of thrusters that have been tucked in here, complete with cameras, large torpedoes. We've got this docking segment here that has various different RAB small grid ships. Look at the detailing on these though, aren't they beautiful? You've got that sort of design. You've got so much variation in these ships as well. It's really nice to see. So that one's got that blue and red paint scheme. This one's... oh, this one looks like from a Star Citizen. This is a Star Citizen ship. That's funny enough. This is the only ship that I ever purchased in Star Citizen. This particular ship here, just to get access to it so I could actually have a look at what the game was all about. Very interesting. We've got another lovely orange RAB ship there. Some different variations. Look at this one. This one reminds me of a ship I've seen in a movie somewhere. Let's have a look. Kraken RAB. Yeah, it feels very movie-esque. It feels like some sort of transport cargo. Oh, look at that. The cargo containers at the back there, don't they? Look amazing. With the access point there as well. These ships are beautiful. Coming over into this section, we actually have the internals of the station. So if we rotate around, the station's actually supposed to be viewed from this direction by the look of it. So I was looking at everything upside down. It's hard to tell which way is which in space, of course. And then we've got some of the Stargate-esque ships docked right here. Look at that. That's beautiful. We've got the hangars to the side. A very, very tight hangar. You'd have to be very precise on launching this ship in and out. Let's have a look if there's access ways to any more interior parts. So that's cargo base. We've got intricate network of corridors. Not going to try to spend too much time in here because I do love to get lost in interiors like I said before. Let's just bring ourselves out. Let's have a look what this ship is on the other side. So this one's a bit more obscured in darkness, but it looks like some sort of carrier. Wow. Wow. Isn't that cool? So you've got this massive cutting tip at the front. I won't call it a ramming tip. It's a bit of a ramming tip, isn't it? Look at these hangar bays, though. Each one of these bays lit up with their own number. And then it's not symmetrical. There's something about not symmetrical. This is a proper aircraft carrier or ship carrier. Look at all the little markings on there. This is going to be awesome to have a look. We've got torpedo launched on the side. We've got a full bridge up here at the top. Let's have a look what's above this. Oh, look at that. That's cool. Complete with some little plant interiors there. The cockpit up there. I'm sure there's a command and control center. Let's have a quick sneak peek and see if we can have a look through any of the decks of this thing. So we'll go and enter through the front of the ship, have a clip through its internals, and get ourselves into the vast network of corridors that are probably going to be inside. So utility passages, color-coded. Oh, look at this. It's got a full interior with NPC dummies as well. Look at that. I think I could probably spend a whole episode just having a look at some of the RAB stuff. Let's go through this corridor. We've got a fighter that's been docked down here in the low areas. A bit dangerous, that sort of docking procedure. Got more fighters over here. And that was that little walkway we saw up in that direction. And is that sort of main stairway? Drone hangar bay? What is the drone hangar bay like? Let's have a quick look. Oh, that's just entrance to the car. So is drone hangar bay up, not down, I'm guessing? I'll get definitely lost in this. Look at the detail on the ceiling though. And this is storage and jump drive through here. Of course protected with a nice interior turret just to keep you out of the way. So you've got your jump drive, you've got your storage, you've got more entrance ways. Oh, that is very cool. You can see it's been protected by a welder there as well. That's a lovely ship, RAB. That's a really nice design. Look at them little off-center parts there with the docking bays in the side. Really well thought out and crafted this. Each ship I see in these series just kind of blows me away. The time and effort it takes the players to build. So as you walk across here as well, you can see they've got these little lights that guide you nicely into the station. So if you have the helmet off, you can have a look at that. Each one of these could act as its own docking bay. So have they got the names of the ships? Yeah, so they have the names of the ship there as well. So other ships that have not quite returned back to the hangar just yet. 3D printer, I'm guessing, over here next to all this cargo storage. But wow, that's fantastic. Each one of these rooms, I'm guessing, is going to be various cargo. Yep, all decked out, of course, with NPCs. Sleeping crew quarters. Yeah, RAB really know how to build an outpost. And of course, make it look really good when it comes to filming it as well, because they've just got everything laid out. Look at that. Lovely work there, RAB. let's move ourselves on. Now our next stop is Rex's base, or ship should I say. Now this ship is very stealthy indeed, and if you don't know anything about Rex, Rex has pretty much built the whole of this server. From the AI to the missions to the AI encounters and scenarios, Indominus is one hell of a player, and to be able to craft this you definitely need some skill. So let's have a quick look around their build. So up here we had a jukebox that was playing. I've turned it off, and you can see they've got various things playing on their television. They've got crew quarters up here. They've got a little airlock that leads them into this hangar. Coming back into this section, they've got a hangar bay, of course, with one of the traditional fighters right in there. It looks like it needs a little bit of repair work done to the nose, unless that's part of the effect. And down below we have a cargo bay that takes us to various different crew quarters. Each one of them has been nicely customized, and then we've got a stairway that leads us back up here to the main deck. Now if we go back out and back down through the side, we've got a cargo room to the rear. You can see we've got the engine located there as well, and a large hangar bay to either side. Down towards the front here we have got storage with excess barrels, and we've even got them glowing torpedoes in the storage area. Very nice indeed. Let's get over to this other side. You can see that's where that room was located before. So a cool ship there from Rex, and there's probably not much to this apart from this ship, because Indominus has pretty much built the whole of the server in terms of AI and its encounters and everything that else is going on. So when I say thank you, I really do mean it. It's been awesome. Now let the tour continue. We're over here at RSB, otherwise known as Cajun. And Cajun has been hard at work with a very interesting ship slash base structure. This almost feels like it's something out of 40k. There's lots of divots, detailing, as well as turrets that are precisely located on either side. Wherever this was being built though, it looks like it's stopped being built, or the front has been cut off. Coming over into this section, we have ourselves what looks to be another sort of 40k inspired ship. Let me just turn that upside down, try and work out which direction we're looking at these things from. So it's definitely the other way around. Sorry for making you a little bit dizzy there. And they've got a 3D printer located on the front of it. And of course they have got various different bridges. They've got a utility grid towards the rear over there. I think this is a small fighter. I think I've seen something like that before from Cajun. And then inside I'm expecting pretty much storage and utility. So you've got these large corridors with some big storage systems. Very nice indeed. We have got a little sign. Okay. And then we have got ourselves... what's going on here? Some sort of missile room, I'm guessing? Oh no, it's a drill ship, Aaron. I always mistake drills as missiles. What's this going on down here? This is a welder ship that's been built on the original escape pod that the players start with. Very cool indeed, but let's move on. Now our next stop is Shays Base, and we always know when we're heading over to Shays Place that there is going to be something very unusual. Well, not very unusual, sometimes just a bit funky and out there, and just cool, just simply cool. So over here, Shay seems to be living in a scrapyard of sorts. There is various different pieces of junk, knowing Shay that they're working their way through and converting them into advanced alien technology of some kind. But they've got their main base over here. There is some sort of life pod that's been docked to the side. We've got various different locations for fighters. Let's use our lights to illuminate things up. We've got a welder ship there that's tucked to the side there. Let's have a quick look inside so you can see the organic core to this place. Let's try and work out which direction things go up in here. So it's got some strange organic heart that's going on through that window. That's all I can guess. If Shay sees this video, of course, feel free to get in the comment section and explain this build a little bit more to the community. What exactly is this structure? It's not as organic on the outside. It's almost like there's an organic structure living in a very industrial shell, or it's taken sort of refuge in wrecks and ruins. I'm guessing that could be it as well. So there's parts of space stations over here, and then there's this. What is this? Boy, it certainly looks cool, doesn't it? Looks like it has some sort of ring to it, tilted components. There's like a snake's head in this section. Looks like it's had some battle damage though. Yeah, it has a lot of battle damage by the look of it. It's not quite been repaired. It's got a really cool ring going around the back of that section there. Some big damage there to the rear, unless this is just halfway through construction. It's got them tilted section connected with merge blocks. This is a really weird sort of base. If I came across this and just saw all these wrecks just drifting out there, it has almost like a creepy sort of atmosphere of what creature, what has brought all these things to this location. Now next up we have Shays Base, and this is another really beautiful outpost. So over on this side, of course, we've got some sort of connector or docking for a large ship. We've got these rusty beams connecting out from each area of the outpost there. And then down the bottom, we've got various different cargo containers that have been tucked into this station. I really like the industrial, but it feels like old world sort of industrial vibes to it. It's got connectors underneath, so you could dock fighters up to it. And then it's got various different entrance ways in here that expose some of the production, as well as the core of the station here itself. That can lead you either up to the top deck through the various different dimly lit industrial areas. You can see there, and then up to the command center on the next deck up here as well, so you can finalize your designs with friends and then get them built. Let's have a look at the views from this station as well, so you can see each of them terminals. And then we have a radar disc, as well as a connection point where it looks like another ship has been either roughly docked or they're doing some construction from it. Let's have a look at the ships that are over here. So we've got a drill utility ship, as well as a 3D printing arm over on that side, but no ships here. Perhaps they've been used up in battle, perhaps they're stationed somewhere else. Let's continue on. Now you will have to ignore the sounds of clang, but this is the SG1 base. So over here we have the wrecks of one very recognisable, very clangy large ship. Oh, my eardrums. Over here though, we've got some really cool ships. We'll try and concentrate on the builds rather than the clanging noise in the background. You've got large hangar bays that enter into the ships, like so. Very cool. And then we actually have the station here itself. Look at all the variations of these different sorts of ships that we've got going on here, as well as some of the ships from the marketplace in-game. Very cool ships that have been docked there, as well as the starter pod over there in that section. We've got some more fighter variants over here. We've got a shooting range in this dome. I'd be a bit worried about shooting bullets in a big glass dome, but you know, be my guest. Over here we have a tree in this dome. I really like the look of this. Turn the lights off there. So it's got a little swing underneath the tree. Has the swing been put on a rotor? No, so it's a swingless tree, but still a very nice effect. I don't expect someone to come in here and sit on the swing anyway and just be swinging back and forth. And there's another very chunky, heavy duty, it looks like it's reinforced ship there as well. Is this some sort of utility grid of some kind? It looks like it's missing some sort of connector there on the front. We've got the stealthy sort of drill ship. Look at the hooter. Let's call it a hooter on the front of that with them drills around it. That is cool. And then coming back around this side, we've got this build. What I really like about this is these angled wingtips on the side there. It's also got itself a really nice bridge. Let's dive into this and have a quick look through it. So we've got this large bridge complete with golden thrones. Inside here we've got even more fighters spread out. The sound of clang is becoming slightly overwhelming at this base. Look at all this that's going on here. Cargo storage. This is a really nice interior. We've got the command and control center in this section here as well. Wow, this is a lovely ship. It reminds me a bit from a ship that the DRF built, you know. It does, doesn't it? It has that sort of chunky front end. Conrad built this ship and he also built that one. So I wonder if that secretly inspired him. Anyway, let's wrap that video up here. There is so much to see. Hopefully we've not gone over time by too much. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button, make sure you subscribe, but more importantly, let me know in the comment section which were your favorite grids and outposts. What did you like the players building? Would you want to take part in a Stargate themed server? Now the final thing that I forgot to show you guys is look at Stargate City here in the center, complete with its own little control room of destruction. Anyway, I'd like to thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.